So yeah, that's as far as that. And then we have I'm laughing. I have electroshocks written down because what they were doing in June and July, especially, if you felt like you went through like an electroshock, or like someone that you know went through that, as far as like the energy that you were going through, it is because they were literally like, electroshocking you out in their terrible. Because um, if you have some deep resistance energy in you, which means, let's say, that you are denying some aspect of you that you have to heal, or like not willing to let go of something when they have told you, I don't know how many times already, to let it go. Things like that, they're literally like shocking you out of it. Okay, because, well, simply you have to let it go because the plan has to move forward. So you know don't worry about it, because you always get what you are capable of receiving. They don't never do too much, kind of, in this sense. Okay, it's not like electroshock exactly as far as our worldly sense, but you can relate it to that. Okay, then another very important thing that I want to share with you before we move on to masculine, feminine energies, things like that. Um, it was in mid of July, I feel. Not sure because I didn't write the date. But basically, the Galactics came through and they said the crystals will break and the diamonds will shine. Okay. Now, what this means is it relates to several different things. One is, of course, this new diamond activation that is coming in. So we have, as said, surpassed the crystalline form, moving into the diamond. Okay. This also means, as far as the fake light, okay, you will start to see more and more through the fake light. Okay. And simply the way it's gonna show it, let's say, I don't want to go too specific into that because then your mind starts. I have to feel into, like, how to give some things through, because otherwise your mind starts to think about it and it's twisted. You don't think about it, you feel it. If you're hearing those kind of messages and you're seeing, let's say, certain visions through it, as kind of like when someone reads a story to a child, like how they see and feel the story, that's how you should always be. Okay. So yeah, don't spin your mind about it. But yeah, um, as far as the fake light, there's quite a lot of that, and simply you will see, beings in some aspects will break and will show their true colors. Okay, now this goes to beings who are false prophets, because the dark ones did quite many things, as far as that. But also, as far as your belief systems, which was mentioned at the beginning of the video, because if the root of it, if the center of it is not pure enough, okay, it will break. And you cannot hide things forever. This goes as far as the things that you are actively wanting to hide, as far as also the things that you simply don't see or that you are unwilling to accept. Okay, all the caves have been closed, every stone will be turned. Okay, those are just like some parables that were used through centuries, basically describing this. Okay, whatever it is that is not divine, in one way or another, sooner or later it will show. Okay. um so if you felt like you're going through a lot of pressure, that you were kind of breaking apart. They just had to break some things that weren't true either way. So you simply allow it to break, and then you, let's say, reconstruct yourself with the truth. It's simple. Just, we make it difficult because we are so attached to it, because we take it so personal, things like that. It's not so. So, yeah, and I mean, I have to share it with you. It's because it's part of my job, guys. So be understanding with me. Um, and also because simply you have to know, okay? Because there's not many beings who will maybe say it in such a direct way. Um, as far as those, light workers and the belief system groups, the bubble groups, it's also related to fake light, okay? Because if you are believing something that is not complete truth, well, it's mixed with fake light, you see? Um, so yeah, you might see some truths that, people have shared. You'll start to see them break down, or you will start to see some beings for, you will see a part of them, a face of them that they have been hiding before. Okay. So it's all good because it has to come out. Don't don't take it personal even if someone else has it, because we've all had it. And yeah, work work through it. As the answer for everything, guys, just work through it. Oh, guys, angels are funny many times. Yeah, and also as far as this fake light, or like the light mixed with darkness, basically. um I know that some of you went through that experience. So if you went through something like that and you didn't know what it is, if you're in a state where like you felt kind of like all of your body is vibrating at a cell level, and like they're pulling it kind of apart, okay? What they were doing, imagine that, like, I have an example right here, actually. Something like that, you see? And of course, it's mixed in another way, but basically, atoms of light mixed in between with atoms, or atoms of dark mixed in between with atoms of light, okay? They had to literally separate it to pull it out. So in many instances, it also felt like pulling out something with a magnet, because that's like it sucks it out, okay? And for many of those parts, it might be like even a surprise to you that you had this certain aspect because you weren't able to see it before, or many times you were so identified with this aspect of you that you didn't see that it's not your true aspect. So when they're pulling it apart, okay, it might be that you literally felt like they're breaking you apart, or that they're like taking away the things that you thought that are you, or that you thought that are in divinity, something like that. Okay, let it go, guys, because what is true will always come back. So you don't have to hold on to anything. Don't be attached to anything at all. And this is like, let's say, for example, this is a good example to see through your attachments, okay? And to maybe understand how the angels and galactics will work sometimes when needed, okay? If you are, let's say, not letting go of some of your attachments, okay, they'll take it away, okay? And if you are, let's say, not seeing through it, if you're like, oh, I'm not attached to like whatever the specific thing or a specific person, because you have healed it like 1,000 times already, and you're like, oh, I'm not attached anymore, okay? If they take that away, that's when you'll truly see how attached or unattached you were, Okay, as a good example to like see how the blind spots work. Okay, because some things you can fucking not see it until something big in the reality shifts. Okay, so yeah, they will be doing things like that. So if you're going through like some crazy experiences that just like come out of nowhere and you're like, why the fuck did that happen? Well, it's because you needed it to happen, so accept it and let it go and keep going. Okay, um because yeah, the denial many times goes very deep. So number one rule is, if you're denying it, you have it. um and yeah, even if you have, let's say, healed something many times, okay, it does not mean that it's completely done. It is just done for that particular level where you're currently at. When you go to the next level, either like this or like whatever way you want to see it, it might still be there because I don't know, maybe it was like a blind spot for you. Okay, so always accept full responsibility for whatever energies, and that's it. Okay, then we have we have the masculine and the feminine energies. Okay, um, what is currently going on is I call this that the masculine are getting their balls back. Okay, again, it's just a joke, guys. Don't take it personal. Of course, masculine activation has been happening because everything again is in levels, is in stages. But there is a big. I hope that you felt the energy shift. It happened like 2, maybe 3 weeks ago with the masculine. There was a big shift. Okay, so you know how it was specifically at the beginning, maybe like I don't know, even a year, 2 year ago, you could still see it. But like, let's say at the beginning of awakening, okay, many beings were sharing that it's like the healing of the feminine, the return of the divine feminine to the planet, and that basically the feminine are leading the way. Okay, this was true for that part of the plan. Okay, because well, that's how it was set up. Okay, and now you will see many masculine that kind of appear to be slower in their evolution, or that were like really, they didn't really do their work, or something like that, or they're like couldn't reach some certain masculine qualities. And again, guys, this does not go for everyone. I'm saying as far as the collective. Okay, you will see those kind of things happening a lot, because they are getting back in their divine masculine power. Okay, because the ascension path that we are making, it's not only the return of the divine feminine, it's the return of both the divine masculine and the divine feminine in complete balance, just as mother and father of all creation are, the yin and yang. It's the complete balance. So you have to reach that within yourself as far as with, outside of yourself, because as within as without. um so if some of you that have already been on the twin flame journey, you will see things will change, things will shift. They will speed up. And also there are quite many twins that are waiting to get in union. You'll have to be patient a little bit more. That's I'm not gonna tell you, but you'll see. It's in the works. So there's just certain energies that have to clear first, certain things that have to come into balance, certain beings that have to go here and there, and things like that. But then you'll see a lot more, and I mean a lot more unions happening. Um, so yes, for the masculine. Collectively, you'll feel that their hearts are a lot more open, a lot more connected with the um, I don't want to say their feminine side because we all have two hearts. You have left heart and a right heart and a heart chakra in the middle. Okay, those two hearts, you can see them as crystals in the etheric world, just as your third eye is also a crystal, but it's also a heart. So you can you can feel your third eye beating, for example, like a heart. Okay, so that's the masculine and the feminine heart, and the blocks that you have, or like the energy that you have to heal, it's on both sides. Okay, so something that might appear like a feminine healing for someone might be on the left, which is the feminine side, but it might also be that there is a specific energy going over to the right heart or the right side. So that's just why I don't really want to call it this or that, because you really like have to see exactly where the energy is and what it's causing, where it's coming from, things like that. But yeah, their right heart especially is gonna be opening up a lot. And what this will bring, the masculine are the protectors. Okay, if you want to go by this, that the feminine are the givers of life and the masculine are the protectors of it. And I'm saying it this way just because many people, when they say it, they put the feminine slightly above the masculine as like the giver of life. Okay, the roles are equal. Okay, it's just like a different expression of the energy. Okay, but yeah, in the base of it, there this feeling of protection of the family and the support of the family, or like the feminine, or the community, whatever, this feeling will be coming out a lot more, because even with many masculine that are or that have been awake, you are still lacking a certain strength. And again, don't take it personal. Everyone is lacking a certain part of strength somewhere. But I'm saying like collectively, as far as your masculine role. And this is also why, if you are a feminine in this body and you have been working on balancing your masculine and feminine energies, for many of you, it kind of felt like there was this particular masculine energy in you, or like an overdose of masculine energy, which often expresses itself as control, as frustration, as anger, things like that, that like you couldn't really shake off. Like you were healing yourself, you were doing like everything that you're supposed to be doing, and it wasn't really getting fully healed. Okay, now you will see the difference, because as the masculine are stepping up in their role, you will kind of, many of you feminine will kind of feel like you're stepping down. Okay, don't take it as being less. You are not. You just have to, in order for you to let go of this excessive masculine energy that is still in you, you have to surrender. And you know how it is, for a feminine to fully surrender, of course for a masculine as well, but like feminine especially, you have to feel protected with the masculine that you're opening up with. It doesn't mean if, like, it doesn't matter if it's just like a friendly relationship, or if you're having an intimate relationship, whatever it is, the more you kind of feel protected and supported, the more you're able to be vulnerable. So that's kind of how it's gonna feel. You have to kind of step back, and allow this control or whatever it is to let to flow out, basically. And to trust the masculine again, because we have to regain the trust both ways: masculine with feminine, feminine with masculine, feminine with feminine, masculine with masculine, as far as creating this perfect family union. And that's why I'm saying, family, family, family so much, because it truly is a family. The way the creation works, the way that we spark from source, from mother and father God, we are a family. It doesn't fucking matter what planet you travel to. It doesn't matter what incarnation you had here or there. The energies, the base of how the wheel is turning, that's it. Okay, so if you are feeling some lack of trust in the feminine. It might be like even your good friends, but the energy is still in you because it's still in the collective. We are healing it for the whole fucking collective. So just, as always, recognize it in you and let it go and raise up the level, okay? And with the energies that are coming up, as you're all feeling how powerful they are. um I'm also getting, many of you are going through various ascension symptoms, they say, okay? Maybe you are sick, maybe some parts of your body are hurting, feeling nausea, feeling vertigos, things like that. If those last for a short moment, that's okay because you're integrating the energies. But if you're constantly dealing with something like that, you are not raising up with the energy, okay? Because what happens is, the earth energy rises and we all have to rise up with her, okay? So if you're not doing that, this pressure is gonna be a lot. So you're gonna feel in pain and you're gonna feel sick, you're gonna feel disoriented, you're gonna be forgetting things, stuff like that. So you really have to see, as far as your personal lessons that you are going through, where you are not leveling up. Okay, because you have to keep the pace with energy. You have to keep leveling up with the energies. Okay. um so check those things with you, with yourself. And then as far as the body pains, okay, the pains in the physical body, guys, remember, you have, or like that's how it's shared in certain cultures, various different bodies. Let's say they call it the physical body, the mental body, the energy body, blah, 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 okay? All of those are one, okay? And your energy body per se is a lot bigger than your physical body. And also, the you call that dimensions, it's not really dimensions, it's like it's realms that you go through, okay, are very, very deep. So you can go very deep inside yourself, okay? An example of this, let's say your heart opens up, okay? If your heart opens up, that's only for that level and that realm that you are on. It will open up a million times more because you are going deeper each time. And this is how your body is the map of your ascension path. Everyone has their personal map inside of them. Okay, so if you're experiencing a certain pain in a certain part of your body, well, simply go in and fucking see what it is. Okay, sometimes you just have to clear out energy because like some shit stuck to you when you were out in town or something like that. Sometimes you are taking on with it certain collective energy. Sometimes that particular block is because of like trauma of one of your past lives. Sometimes when you go into that, you will see maybe like a crystal that is chained up, and I don't know, it's like some kind of dark magic or whatever that someone did. Sometimes you will see maybe your dragon aspect that is wounded, or I don't know, something. Okay, each point in your body takes you through the etheric realm because we are clearing everything. Okay, so simply your body is the map. Just check where it is, and when you go deep enough, that's how you will see it. And this is what happens when you go to, let's say, certain hypnosis sessions or certain regressions, certain, I don't know, connections with your higher self, with guides, things like that. When you do those kind of sessions, they guide you through it, okay? Because they prepare the energy for it so that it's easier for you to see it. But you are supposed to be doing those kind of things all the time every day. When something hurts you, well, see what it is. When something triggers you, see what it is. Because the reason for it is always within you. You have the map and you know how to do it. Okay? So yeah, you can, you can clear everything yourself. Of course, help is great and we are supposed to work together. But I'm saying that because, many beings will then depend on certain healers to, they're not able to go deep enough themselves, maybe to put it in that way. Okay, when you're doing your healing and your discipline the right way, you should constantly be getting new memories from past lives, new connections with new beings, new upgrades of especially your, let's say, your wings, your heart, your third eye, your brain, your telepathy should be increasing all the time. You really, like, you can see with yourself, like, how much, let's say, have I improved in that particular thing since 1 month ago, and you see exactly how you're working through it. Okay, so that's, there's more details to everything. That's like the overall picture, basically. um Anything else? Oh yeah, and with that, forgot to mention that earlier. When I spoke about the crystals breaking and, the diamond shining, what this also relates to is the false memories, because, the dark ones implanted many false memories in both the general collective and also the spiritual collective. It's just, they targeted different things. So yeah, you will see certain memories, or like what you thought were memories breaking. And it should be easy to see when it's a true memory and when it's not. But when beings are maybe not as experienced, or maybe they're in fantasy, or maybe they hold certain belief systems, all things like that can affect your perception of it. But you should see a difference now with the memories that you are getting, because they are, it's like they're straight from here. Okay, if you are getting some memories that kind of like really make you high and like really, have you go, it's kind of like you're seeing, let's say, a lot of light. Okay, that's very likely a false memory. The true memories are like, it's like it's instant, you know it. Okay, so the way you can also see how those belief systems and those false memories work, just fucking get a group of 10 beings together and go back to the same past time, and there's different things that you'll get through. And not all of it is true. So, we are to work through all of that as a team, as a family. So yeah, get together, guys, because it's fun to meet new beings. I'm making so much fun of this today because we are working on, some things. And it's just really saddens me to see how separated the light worker community still is. And I know it has been, it's improving, but I also know that we are able to work through it a lot faster. Every one of you listening to this is capable of it. So put it on full speed, because if you want ascension, to happen ASAP, put yourself on ASAP. Okay? Um that's as far as that. Anything else, angels? uh Yeah, they say that, they will kick you in the ass, meaning push you forward. As I said, you're capable of more. Oh yeah, and this is something that also something that I wanted to mention. Um, Many of you leaders, okay, as far as the ascension, or like beings that that you have worked on your ascension for a while, you have many experiences, things like that. Guys, you are all able to push up a next level. I see it for each one of you. Uh, and I'm very happy to see that you are moving towards it. And I mean, I don't know, I just like, I know how much potential you have, so I just want the best for you, and that's why we'll push you forward when needed. Because that's how it is. Okay, I feel this is gonna be for today. Oh yeah, thank you. Forgot to mention shit. The natural disasters. Okay, there's been lots of things happening around the earth. Okay, I'm not gonna really go into what is natural and what was maybe caused by the dark ones, things like that, because everything has its purpose. Okay, and everything basically is helping people wake up and come together. Okay? And you can see those things, with Hawaii fires, maybe with, floods that have been happening in many parts of the world, things like that. You can, it's more and more, it's easier and easier to see, let's say, the corruption of the government through it, to see how much people are coming together to help each other, things like that. Guys, simple, some things are not to be understood from our 3D perception. Okay, because certain things simply have to happen. We knew they would happen. We were contracted for them to happen, whatever it is. Know that it will all work out for the grand scale. Okay. Um, Now, as far as the earthquakes, they did give me a hint, and I'll share it with you because let's say I remember it. Okay. Um, when a specific earthquake happens, you will know that we have entered a new level. And when we enter that, well, I will give you some special updates, okay? I'm not saying it's gonna be like worldwide earthquake, nothing like that, but the energy of it is gonna be very specific. So we'll see how it rocks, because, things shift. um yeah, that's it. As far as the crystal grid and the grid that the light workers are connecting, guys, this is why I push you or want to push you so much, as far as like calling out some things, or because if those energies are not cleared, it dictates the strength of the physical grid that all the light workers are holding. And also keep in heart, we are responsible for, let's say, taking on certain energies and clearing certain energies for the collective. Okay? So, if you are perceiving that the collective is not waking up with the speed that you would like them, well, I would say look into the lightworker community and look where we as a community have to work on the energies, because we are literally taking it on for the collective until certain energies are cleared from that level. The collective, they won't get it. You see, they are not able to break through that because we took that on. Okay, so stop complaining about it and start working more on it. Okay, love you. Bye bye.